So I didn't like Yachty at first, but after a while I'm like, it's alright. It's different.
Right.
Speaking of that, Double XL is coming out the list. What do you think?
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of
They came out with a list.
Mumblers, huh?
yeah. Probably, I mean, it's gonna be a mix.
It just real. It's just like I don't know, man. Cause I look at it, I be like, you know, I tell people all the time is we always had little genres,
Yeah, it's like
the sub genres.
Now it's just extra. You got artists like Lil Peep, you know, in LA. They just completely off the wall. Or you check online, they going stupid. So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But okay. So we'll start off with this one. So first and foremost, how does it feel to be back in Houston and touring with Wayne this time back in Houston?
Well, being back in Houston is like a second home to me. I haven't been here in a minute, but to come here with Wayne is kind of organic because I know he has a lot of roots and a lot of big fan base here and a lot of family here. And, I used to live out here for like a couple years back.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I used to stay off 1960 on the north side. So, just being back in the atmosphere is pretty cool.
Man, that's crazy. So you used to live off 1960.
Yeah.
How far back was this?
Man, back in I was supposed to go, I was going to go to, because I used to play ball back in the day, so I try to, come down here and live a better life because, back home I was getting in trouble, but I stayed by I was supposed to go to Climb Forest in high school, so I never got to go because my grades and just my background, it was like, nah, we're not. But no, it's pretty cool.
Do you think any of your time in Houston, since we're on the subject, did it shape any of your music?
Man, Houston, yes.
Got to doing it?
Yes. Houston was the highlight of my life, actually. It was the highlight of my life because it was just random. It was more family orientated. The community was very involved. Even from the streets to like even when y'all, everybody come out and pop trunk. You know what I mean? Swing like the whole neighborhood out here doing this. So it's like, it's very family orientated, so that's what I felt. I just felt it was a lot of stuff to do for me growing up, and then it was just a lot of different variation of women and all type of foolishness. So I had a great time.
Definitely, man. That's definitely a fun fact. A lot of people gonna be happy to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we dive deeper into the new project, can you clarify your current label situation for your fans that might be a little confused?
Well, I actually moved my situation over to Sony. Mm-hmm. I'm still a Good Music affiliate. Tell people all the time it's more so like Trav's situation. How he's at Sony, but we're all like from the same tree.
The same umbrella.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just that because Def Jam and Good Music staff it's kind of crowded over there. So I wanted to go somewhere where I knew I had undivided attention, and so that's why I chose Sony. So that's my new situation.
Definitely, it's all about making the best decision. So a lot of new artists struggle with it right now as far as signing or staying independent. So what do you think, what's your take on that? It's kind of...
It's different because most artists, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say quality over quantity, but most artists just are more free spirit, freestyle rappers. Like, they just go in and kind of like whatever comes to them, go in the studio, boom, boom. So they have more time to promote themselves as far as on the social medias. You know what I'm saying? They do other things like even independent guys. A lot of those dudes come from a trap background, especially from my city. So they might have their own money, you know what I mean? So they can do all their own stuff where artists like me, I like to say like Joey Badass, Kendricks, and Coles, we take a lot of more in our day of just sculpting these incredible songs and these incredible projects where we don't have as much time to like solicit, our image or our brand just to do the numbers or be popular. We more so sit in the studio and really craft. So you would need a label for that, because it takes a lot of mental time versus, if you're just doing a lot of, club records or street records, it might be something more of a feeling or organic that you may get.
Yeah, definitely. So speaking on that, like you just mentioned, you and a lot of more lyrical artists and artists that just in general take more time crafting the music.
Mm-hmm.
You got pretty much the flip side, like you said. The popular thing to do now is just to go freestyle,
right?
Punch in, punch out. This a song, post it on SoundCloud. So what's your thoughts on that? Like as far as because like I said, the game is very divided, but you still have artists like yourself, like the J. Cole's, the Kendricks.
I mean,
kinda
niggas
hitting
smoke
home.
mid still.
Mhm.
Like, mid make a lot of money. I don't think that, like, everybody just smoking kush. Like, to me, I feel like mid is a great drug, or a great weed that people like. Then you have kush. Then you have, you know, in the middle. So I just think what I do is just grade A1 Keisha. You know what I mean? I don't really know what everybody else do. But, like, at the same time, we always have records that we need for the club. Like, I don't want to go in the club and just hear Kendrick whole album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't, like, be that popping. We have to do a lot of different things. But if I want to hear Yachty, I want to hear Migos, I want to hear the new, you know what I mean, the newer guys, the Kodak. That's for the environment. But at the same time, when it comes to radio and it comes to publicizing, we just have to have a balance. But if you look at it, hip hop seems to be thriving.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't have no complaints.
Definitely, that's dope. So, you know, a couple years ago, you actually on the freshman in 2011 list, and, you know, they're getting ready to redo the list now.
Mhm.
Looking back at that time period, you know, in your career and your life, do you feel like the list was beneficial to you? Getting that, I guess, notoriety at the time?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at that time, it was like a check off the list. It was on more so on not more so beneficial, but it solidifies you as someone in the marketplace that I guess some people should listen to, or, you know, pay attention to. But at the same time, it's just, you know, it's what you do with it. You know what I mean? I can't really tell, because with me, like, I'll be able to see after I put out my album everything that I've ever done, how it affects my career. But I think it's cool just to give the fans in hip hop, put them on notice on who's the, you know, up and comers and whatever they do. But
Definitely shine the spotlight.
yeah, I think my class was the best by far.
Yeah, you
By
got a, I believe that's the one that had like Kendrick.
Yeah, and
Nicole,
Meek
yeah.
and YG. Yeah, that class was.
That's the tier.
Yeah, exactly. That's the zenith of rap.
Definitely. So, how has, you know, being a part of Good Music been affiliated all of these years? You know, you've gotten a chance to work with Kanye. You know, you were on the Cruel Summer,
Mm-hmm.
and you were actually on the last album too.
Yes.
So, how has that, you know, shaped you up? Was you getting ready to drop, you know what I'm saying, the album, and you had the chance to pretty much work with the legends at this point? You know, pretty much everybody who's did anything, you got a chance to work with them. So, how has that shaped what you getting ready to do with this solo debut?
It shaped it a lot, because when I first came in the game, you know, I used to get email tracks a lot, and, you know, the different vibes. You have to try to make a vibe off these beats that you have. Versus now, I can create my vibe by being able to, you know, understand what's going on as far as a producer, being able to communicate with them, being able to, you know what different instruments, know what different reverbs and compressors is. So you get that communicate with the music, and now you can make it yours. So I think that's the blessing of being under Ye, understanding the information and understand how to communicate with creatives, as far as even artwork, from, you know what I mean, from videos all the way down to the music. So that has shaped me a lot. So when you see the smash out I'm about to do on these records, it's gonna be real big.
Definitely, you know, because like you said, it's pretty much like working with Ye. You got a chance to understand the whole process and really craft it to be your own, like you said. So, you know, as far as you got the new album, you know, we know a few people from Good Music are going to be on there. I guess any collaborations with, you know, like Travis Scott in Houston?
Yeah,
or,
I definitely have Trav on the album. I definitely have Pusha T on the album. Kanye is executive producing the album. So my album, you know, it's a lot of family. And, you know, I wanted my album, it's No Dope on Sundays. So I wanted this to be like a family affair. I think this is somewhere not only are we going to clean up the community, we're going to clean up music, we're going to clean up people in general, just giving them new ways of thinking, new music, new vibes, you know what I'm saying, new concepts. Because one thing about me, I do think my concepts are a lot different than a lot of other artists' concepts, and how I approach certain records. So I think that'll be the biggest thing, just hearing us collaborate on these different concepts that I'm going to be bringing is going to be real exciting.
Real exciting. You know, since, like I said, the album is right around the corner. You know, you're on the freshman list. You know, this is back in 2011. We fast forwarding 6 years. A lot of artists between that time period completely disappeared. You know, it's a new artist every year. Every 6 months, you got a new face. So how have you managed to, you know, just not even give up? You know, like I say, this is the first solo project. You still right there getting ready to drop. A lot of people, like I say, they would have gave up. They would have probably switched to being an executive or something.
Right, exactly. Well, you know, my situation was, you know, it was very unorthodox as far as you know, how I came in the game, as far as throughout the streets, and then not being a street dude, but everybody connected to me, trying to, you know what I mean, get away from that. Then, you know, I tell people all the time, the devil was working in my situation because, you know, you don't want this to come out. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something that, you know, the powers that be want to come out. Because I'm from Atlanta at the same time. And if I switch the sound, a lot of people can't rap like this. So good luck. So I tell people all the time, like, I have a new regime, new team, and we're just back pushing forward. So it's all good. We're good. We got a new situation, new album, No Dope on Sundays. So in a nutshell, that's what we want to do. We just want to keep pushing forward, because it ain't nothing when people still look at you as being prolific and every day you can't even leave the house because people love you. It's like, okay, I gotta put out an album, I gotta do some more music.
It's a blessing within itself.
Yeah.
So this brings me around to the final question. You know, like I said, it's 2017. XXL List was a few years ago, and you recently worked on Kanye's last project, getting ready to drop your debut album. Is there anything that if you could go back and change as far as your career up to this point, would you change anything? Or any situation that happened?
I mean, not really, because I probably wouldn't be here. So, you know, other than that, I'm pretty cool, man. You know, a lot of people don't know I have been putting out music. You just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? You know, not even mixtapes from other people. A lot of these are my vibes that y'all are vibing to right now. Man. A lot of these raps are my raps. A lot of these metaphors are my metaphors that y'all think, oh, this is cold. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm the anchor of the Roc-A-Fella Good Music Tree. A lot of people don't know it, but I mean, that's just as lucrative as, like, people don't understand. The dude who practiced against Steph Curry is just as important as Steph Curry. Because Steph Curry probably wouldn't be that big if he wasn't getting pressed in practice every day. But now I feel like I'm on an all-star squad, so you got to see me put up buckets now. So
yeah, it's definitely
stay tuned.
Shine,
Absolutely.
We're excited to see it.
Hey, y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Cyhi The Prynce, A-Town to the H-Town. We kicking on my folks, 22 minus 11. Y'all know what it is, man. I told them I'll fuck around and pull up at the lobby or hobby or whatever you want to call me.